In today's video, we're going to be talking about cars and driving. In the UK, you can only drive a car on your own on public roads when you have passed your theory and practical tests. Some people are surprised to find out that in this country, you can practice driving with friends and family. Your friends or family members must be over the age of 21 and must have had their driver's license for at least 3 years. Also, you're not allowed to drive on motorways if you're learning, and your supervisors are not allowed to use mobile phones while they are supervising you. Before practicing, you must apply for a provisional license, which is a temporary license that allows you to start learning to drive. Then, after you have practiced, you have to pass your theory and practical tests. After that, you can apply for your standard driving license. Learning to drive can be quite a daunting experience. You will learn about the road signs in your theory test, so that you understand what you can and can't do on different roads. When you get in a car, the first thing you must do is to put your seatbelt on. Then you have to start the engine by turning the car key. To start moving, you have to release the handbrake, which is a brake that you use when the car isn't moving. If you're driving a manual car, you will have to change gears. There are normally 5 or 6 gears. If it is an automatic car, you don't have to change the gears yourself. It does it automatically. When you change gear, you have to hold down the clutch, which is one of the pedals that cars have. The other pedals are the accelerator, which you use to gain speed, and the brake, which you use to brake or slow the car down. Be careful not to brake when the floor is wet or slippery, because you could skid, which means that the car goes out of control on a wet or slippery surface. When you're on a road and want to change lanes or want to take an exit, you have to indicate. Indicate is switching a light on to signal that you want to change direction. You also use them to overtake, which is to go past another vehicle. Many people do not indicate, and this can drive many people crazy. No pun intended. Drive people crazy, and we're talking about driving? Yeah? Okay. If you want to go backwards, you have to reverse. Cars have reverse lights which are white. If you take your foot off of the clutch too quickly, the car will stall. This means that the engine turns off because it doesn't have enough power or speed. You normally do this when you're learning to drive because at the beginning it's hard to know how quickly you need to take your foot off of the clutch. If you do it too quickly, like I say, it will stall. If you want to catch someone's attention while driving, you can honk or beep, which is to press the vehicle's horn. It's important to beep for a good reason and not just because you're a very impatient person. When you are driving, you must not exceed the speed limit. If you get caught, you will be fined or you will have points taken off of your driver's license. The police might pull you over, which is to stop you and to make you go onto the side of the road, to check your paperwork like your driver's license or your license plates or your insurance. It is illegal not to have insurance. This can protect other drivers and yourself if you have an accident. If you do have an accident, cars are equipped with airbags that should protect you from hitting a hard surface like the steering wheel. It reduces the impact of a crash. A lot of accidents are caused by drunk driving. It is illegal to drive if you have drunk alcohol, but unfortunately, many people still do so. Drunk drivers actually account for 15% of road deaths in the UK. Another type of incident that can occur is getting a flat tire. If this happens to you, you will have to replace it with the spare tire that you have in the trunk or the boot of the car, which is the space that you have at the back of the car to put suitcases or bags, all of your things. Trunk is the American way of saying this, and boot is the British way. Some people run over animals or hit people when they are driving. If you hit a person and flee the scene, it is called a hit and run. This is illegal as you have to report it to the police and help the victim. That is why it is important to reduce your speed when you are near zebra crossings or traffic lights, where people cross the road. Lastly, when you are learning to drive, you have to learn how to park. In driving tests, they usually take you to different types of parking spaces for you to prove that you know how to park a car. In the tests, they usually ask you to turn the engine off too and expect you to activate the handbrake, which many people forget to do in the test because they get nervous. In the comments section, I would like you to post a comment telling me your experience of getting your driver's license. Are friends and family members allowed to help you in your country, or do you have to go to a driving school? And how was the experience of doing driving tests? I know that a lot of people get very anxious and say that it is one of the most stressful experiences that they have had. Let me know in the comment section and I will correct your mistakes. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next video.